Okay.
Okay, wait a minute. Hold on. I moved my mouth and my mic was turned off. Anyway, it's Boogie with the Bull. Thursday Night Live. Dave Bloom and Randy Rhodes are here with you, having a whole lot of fun. I apologize for the burp in the intro. It is not the way it was produced. Don't leave your hand on your mouse and not pay attention to live video playing, and that way you won't stop the intro from playing. We are live on the Dave Bloom profile here on Facebook. I don't know. You can't hear me, Randy?
I can now.
Okay, I don't know. Well, we're live on the Dave Global profile here on Facebook and on the Boogie with the Bull YouTube channel. I'll talk a little bit louder. Maybe that will help. Jerry Michaels will be with us momentarily. There he is. And we'll switch that just around a little bit. And Jerry, how are you?
I'm doing good, Dave. How are you? I just have to leave for a second because my pie just got done. And I'm very
The
happy
pie
about
just
that
got
because
done.
I enjoy pie.
Well, please,
Yes, I'm a pie
broadcast,
type of
please.
person.
Well, you're
Oh,
bringing
no,
pie
Dave.
to the
I'm going to eat
broadcast.
myself all by
Okay.
myself, and you'll get nothing
Jerry
before I
Michaels
start,
is going
Dave.
to do a demonstration on how to eat pie on tonight's Boogie with the Bull broadcast.
Well, no, I'll eat it after. I don't want to torture you, Dave. I'm
Oh,
not
okay.
mean. And, I'll be back in. I'll be back in like 1 minute.
We'll still be here, I promise. Anyway, it's Boogie with
That's a warning.
the Did you stretch your head or did you shave your hair?
A little bit of both. The guy
Oh,
came today and he asked me how I wanted it, and I said I wanted a military buzz, and he went a little bit further than military buzz, but that's fine. He'll grow back. At least I don't have to worry about headlights for 3 or 4 months.
okay.
So I'm looking at video from Aleppo in where Aleppo, Al Jazeera. I guess after the rebels took over the country, or at least this area of the country, uh, no one knew how to fly the military planes and helicopters that were left behind. So they're just sitting there in the desert, rotting away.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
we best need to get somebody over there and fly them back. Uh,
I've often seen the graveyards we have here in the United States too, of like the airplanes and the ships, the Navy ships, and so for the graveyards, all those hundreds of thousands of you know military equipment just sitting there, just shells of what they used to be. Obviously, they were gutted from whatever was useful, but it's sad because you know you can't tell me that there's not some second or third or fourth rated country that wouldn't want that equipment for themselves to protect themselves. So why can't we just sell them for cheap, a couple pennies on the dollar for a ton of steel, whatever. But to sit there just rotting away in the desert and on that one off the ocean, it just seems to me like a waste of good material.
I personally think we should have put it all back on planes or brought it out to ships. And as soon as it was all packed, and then we, turn around and give them a high five salute and come home. I understand that Ukraine and money that we give to Ukraine is something that Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy, the co-chairs of Dodge, Department of Government Efficiency, are going to look at. Uh, Hopefully, they can find us some savings there. Also, I guess it's time for government employees who have been working at home since the lockdown, and the lockdown ended, and were allowed to stay working at home, have to come back or risk losing their jobs. And I guess they were hoping that President Biden decides to extend that. And I don't see, even if he extends it, it happening, because that would be done by executive. President Trump will crush that executive order. And we're not going to pay you to work at home if you're in the government, because odds are if we're paying you to work at home, then we probably don't need you.
Yeah, I was shocked when I heard the numbers. He was saying there's like 90,000 employees who work from home, and they have 7,000 buildings empty that they are paying for just to sit there and not be used. What a waste of money!
Yeah, sell them to Trump. He'll make them new hotels.
Hmm.
But who knows? But anyway,
I think we should
okay.
get rid of the entire government. That's what I think. Get rid of everybody.
The entire okay, and then what?
Start
Start
over,
it
pay them
again?
fucking minimum wage. Pay them minimum wage and make them
Uh,
work 5 days a week at an office, not at home. Nobody cares about your comfort. Okay. And that will, and give them health insurance like we get, not the kind they have. Make them be, as the Constitution said, when they make laws, they have to be part of that law. In other words, they can't exempt themselves. And see how fast shit changes.
yeah, I think you're 100% right. I think you're 100% right.
You see where Senator Graham has switched his mind about Hegeth, and now he's going to vote yes for him.
Uh, I did not see that, but it's a good thing. I mean, I think Lindsey Graham this may be Lindsey Graham's last term in the Senate. Although, rhinos always seem a way to get themselves reelected. But I did want to say good evening to Robert Brunson, who is watching. Larry Burns from Canada is watching. So we are truly an international broadcast tonight. As I like to joke, William Grant was the first one to check in the live chat this morning, and he always is, and that's because he gets the expensive seats. Wants to be sure he gets a good case for a seat here. But anyway, what do you folks in the live chat think? Personally, I think, though, that Congress should not vote themselves a raise, which they will do, and the Republicans will carry the majority and do it because it's our turn to make sure that they get a raise this year. I don't think they should get one. I think it should be merit paid on passing bills that need to be passed and not passing bills that don't need to be passed. And then again, spending time in your district offices when you're home and out of the Capitol, which you need to do. And maybe you need to do that more often than be in the Capitol only for votes and committee meetings.
Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, I don't remember ever seeing too many news videos showing these senators and congressmen going back to their district and just, pulling up the shirt sleeves and getting down and dirty with their constituents and and doing stuff. Um, I mean, there's just so much they can do just to prove that they're worth their paycheck every week or month, however they get paid. But I never see anything about what they've done. Has any of you guys seen any videos?
Jerry?
No, no, we never see what they do because everything they do is underhanded, and that's why I say we gotta get rid of all of them. Um, even and including that includes the civil service people because they're living a life of Riley with all kinds of benefits that we don't have. And if they don't like the president, they just do the opposite of what he says. And I got news for you: that's no way to run a country. I think everyone can agree with that. And like David said, no more than 4 years or six. Actually, the House 4 years, that'd be 2 terms, and then 1 year, 1 term for the Senate, and you move the hell out because we were supposed to be a citizen government, not a professional politician government. And when you have professional politicians, corruption and illegality comes very quickly thereafter, as we can see for years
That
and
is
years.
that is very true. That is
If
very
I'm not mistaken, I don't think he's Trump's chosen any politicians for the positions right now, has he?
I think there's one, but I can't remember who it is because I never heard of him. But I believe his chief of staff is a politician. Tulsi Gabbard. Well, Tulsi Gabbard was one. I don't. Obviously she's not now, but
Matt
they're
Gates
having a
was
problem
one.
with her also because she has Russian ties. I'm so over the Russia thing. I really am. Russia don't want nothing to do with none of us. Because we're all our whole government's acting like fucking morons just because they don't like Trump.
Mhm. That is very true. That is very true. Jerry Burns says nice apple and cherry pies are his favorites. Jerry made a cherry pie, and we'll let you know if you can order them and get them. I don't know. I like joking about stuff like that. But if you got a good recipe and you want to share it uh, on the broadcast with us, send me the recipe and then come on and share it. We'll put it in the live
Yeah.
chat and we'll share it.
Where's Jen been? She's been
Jen is, well,
AWOL.
when I spoke to, well, Tuesday night they went out to dinner because Wednesday was her birth. I don't remember why she wasn't on the American Rebellion Wednesday. We didn't talk about that. Today is Thursday. She has an invite. She knows uh, we're on after 7 o'clock and to come join us. So I don't know if something happened and she can't be with us, but I did expect her hopefully to come on. That would be really great. And Are people having a problem hearing me? Because now I see again. No, 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 no. That was an early comment that William Grant made back when Randy couldn't hear me and my mic was turned off. I apologize about that. I don't like the live chat screen the way it works on Restream. It doesn't update fast enough. And while we're scrolling through that, Geo Mega Man is watching, and he says, "Are you ready for Congress and the Senate to give themselves raises and golden parachutes and pensions and health care?" Well, they get Congress care, which is better than any care anyone in the government can get, with the exception of the president, who gets president care. And so you're right. We should have the same health care that they have because we pay for their health care. Uh, I've said before, and I keep saying it again, I don't care who party has the majority, but at 17,000, excuse me, $174,000. Numbers are getting stuck in my tongue. You start at $174,000 a year, which, if you compare that to the average income of people that work in your district, not many people $1,000 a year in your district, other than the elites that might support you and help you get elected. But realistically, the rank and file constituents that you have don't get $174,000 a year. And if we can afford to pay $1,000 a year, then we can afford to pay everybody on Social Security $174,000 a year. But anyway, here we are. Barbara Ammons is with us, and Barbara says, "Hello, Dave and Randy. The sound is good." Thank you, Barbara.
Um, so NASA, when Trump was in office last, Vice President Mike Pence wanted NASA to be able to launch and land man back on the moon for the year 2024. Well, that never took place. So now NASA is saying it might not be into 2026. It was supposed to be next year, but on the testing their the capsule where the astronauts are going to be staying, apparently when it re-entered the atmosphere, it had some burning on the outside of it. So they thought that was not going to be a safe re-entry with humans on board. So now,
okay, go ahead.
So now it's not going to be to like 2026.
So if Elon Musk can come up with a rocket that he can send to the moon and it can safely enter the Earth and come back into the Earth, because he sent one up to the International Space Station, and which is further away than the moon, I believe, and he landed there safely. They picked up people there, brought everybody home safely, and they're going to reuse that rocket anytime they want. So, maybe the way we save things under Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy is that we just start privatizing a lot of the government and take it out of the hands of the government and give it to people that companies that want to do it.
Well, they better be doing it soon, because the article also indicated that China is also fighting for areas of the moon. Not that I think there's that much worth on the moon to fight over, but apparently there's a certain area of the moon that the United States wants control of, but the Chinese also wants control of it. So they just recently landed some more of their shit on the surface of the moon successfully, I might add. So we're kind of like behind the ball here, and we were to get our shit together to get control of the moon. But I mean, is there gold minerals, or what's on the moon that's worth fighting over?
I don't know, other than maybe it's the next base closest to Earth to defend yourself on Earth. I don't know. Maybe theirs. I really don't know.
make,
Good evening,
they'll,
David
they'll make
Navarre is watching. I'm sorry, go ahead, Randy.
they'll make us pay for watching the moon.
What are they
You
going to
must.
do? What are they going to do? Buy MSNBC and then try to claim the Universal Soundstage 51, where Capricorn One Productions makes the moon, the space shot.
I don't know.
That's what
Yeah,
I don't see.
another one of my favorite shows is coming to an end. 911 Lone Star.
Yep,
So there's two 911s. There's 911, which was first,
yep.
and that airs on CBC, which is not a so 911 is a Disney-owned product. So 911 is on CBC, ABC, and then 911 Lone Star is on a network that is owned by Disney, and the Lone Star is not making any money for some reason.
Is
But
Lone
the
Star the one with Rob Lowe?
yes,
Yeah,
so
he's got a
they're
game show on I forget which network that it's on, but
you what?
he's got a game show called The Floor. Very
No.
well, and
So they're bringing the 911 Lone Star to an end, but they're spinning off a new 911 Hawaii, which is going to be on a Disney-owned network. I'm sorry, I don't see a 911 Hawaii as being a successful show for some reason.
no, but he owns the land production company. Is going to build studios on, and God, I don't know. Barack Obama has a home there supposedly because that's where he claims to be from. But I don't know.
Is that my daughter's dog barking?
No, that's our dog. That's one of our dogs barking. But
Okay.
uh,
It was a deeper bark than I'm used to hearing from your house, so I thought it might be my daughter's.
Blue Bloods ends this month too. I think December.
Yeah, I know that. I'm gonna be in mourning for a while.
Yep.
That's bullshit.
Yep. Good evening, Tina Scott is with us. Great to have you watching, Tina.
Hey, Tina. I just, I mean, the actors were willing to take a cut in their pay, which is not something you normally hear them actors saying, that they're willing to take a cut in pay to keep the show going. I just hope that someone else picks up a different network or something. This is bullshit when you have a show that millions of people like watching, and there's someone else that's in control of it. They say, we're going to end it. This is bullshit. I'm sorry.
What was I going to say? Tina Scott is watching. I said that. David Navarre is watching. Jerry Michaels is back. Barbara Ammons is watching. And continue on. I hope that Jen Woodruff does join us tonight. She does have an invite. She knows about it. Told her something. I'll see if I can track her down and find out what's going on. But, so let's carry on in the meantime.
Well, I think we're going to have to start looking for new blood to come to the show. So we have variations of personalities to bounce off of, maybe get some Hispanics or some someone really interesting. The guy who cut my hair, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of like he came from the neighborhood app, so I've never seen the guy before, and it's kind of always hard. And I don't know about anybody else, but if I get my hair cut, I like a conversation. I don't like just sitting there while the guy just cut my hair. There's no conversation going on. So I'm trying to think of hey, there she is.
Hi. Stop, you're so funny.
And
I was just talking about replacing you.
No.
Thanks for nothing. It's
okay. Hey, we discussed stuff like this last night. The host decides who's on a broadcast. Nobody else. Okay.
Oh, I'm glad you're feeling better, Dave. I was so
Yeah,
scared.
I'm feeling better.
Yeah.
It's a
Hi,
totally
Robbie.
Who is
off
she?
whatever comes out of our
Who is
mouths
she?
broadcast.
Who, you
This
gonna
is
introduce
this is
us,
Jen
Dave? I don't
Woodruff.
know who this is.
It's
Oh,
Jen
okay.
Woodruff.
All right. I
I'd
had
like
no
you to meet
idea.
Jerry Michaels, the host of the American Rebellion.
Yeah,
Yeah,
been
sorry.
been so been a while, I guess.
In a past
Nobody
in a
cares, but
past life,
except
Jer-
me,
in
apparently.
a past life, Jerry
After the
said that
show,
you
Jen's
guys
not
come
up.
on.
I sit down in the corner.
Right, right, right.
I miss you guys. I
Jerry
had a
said,
birthday yesterday, and we had a guest for Thanksgiving. It
yeah,
was my daughter's boyfriend, and this was, I was like terrified of this day, but it's over and it's happened and it's okay. I'm dealing with it. Um, so, anyways, Jesse was changing the brakes on his truck, and then Hunter, which is his name, goes out to help him. And while they're alone out there, he asked for her hand. And I'm like, oh my God. My dad said that as soon as your kids start getting married, they're just going to peel off like a banana. And I was like, Dad, he's right. One got married, and now my daughter is. And
did
it's,
Jesse
well,
pardon
he
Jesse
How
proposed it.
did Jesse
What?
pardon Hunter after he asked permission to marry his daughter?
Oh, no, thank God. Nothing like, he's a good guy. He has a
No, no,
good
no.
job.
I
No,
was just
I
making a
know.
play on
No,
the name Hunter.
how old is your
yeah,
daughter?
she's 20.
Okay.
She'll be 21 in July. But this is the part that's like kills me. He lives in Oklahoma, and it's wonderful. He's got a great job there, great family, not of his own, thank God. No, his mom and dad and their kids. It's not like he has. Oh my God, we're not Mormons. I don't even know if it's Mormons, but it's weird. Anyways, no sister wives. So I don't want her to move to Oklahoma. It's got to be, it's more than 5 hours away, and it kills me. But he is a good
Well,
guy.
there is always Google. I mean, not Google, but live stream. You can talk to them.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great.
Well,
Okay.
there's something I don't think I ever talked about on the show. But many years ago, my daughter uh, met this guy online, and they conversed for quite some time. And the guy was from India, and uh, of course, she was old enough. She was in the mid 20s, I believe, and uh, he wanted to marry her. And I said to her, I said, no, 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 no. He just wants a green card. Do not do this. Do not do this. And but she was an adult, so I had really no say in it. So he paid for her airplane ticket. And I said, Rebecca, I said, if you get on that plane and go over there, there's not a damn thing I can do as your father to protect you from anything bad going on. And I said, once, and I said, the embassy, but try to get into the embassy. He said, Rebecca, I can't protect you if you go there. And she was damned and determined, and she got on the plane and she flew over there. Now, once she got there, he did. His parents paid to have air conditioning put into the house, so she, could have air conditioning. As soon as they got there, they did the video thing, so I could see she was there, and she was all happy and giddy, blah 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 blah. And uh, she had a Hindu something like that, wedding
Oh,
where she had this they paid for her dress. It was a very
wow.
very fancy dress, and it was one of those ceremonies where she had to walk around this fire, and she said it's extremely hot, Dad. But they got married and they went off to their honeymoon. Blah blah blah. Saw the Taj Mahal. So she came back here and made preparations for her husband to come back over. So he got his green card and he came over and stayed with us for a while, and things were okay. Of course, it was his culture. She had, bow to him, bullshit like that. Um, but eventually, I realized he wasn't trying to find a job. He was living off daddy, and I mean me, and he wasn't making any preparations to be self sufficient. So I finally started cutting off the money, right? Next
Right.
thing I know, he's declaring a divorce. Got the paperwork done, divorced my daughter, and flew back to India. And the only two things that came out of that I was my wife and I were happy about. First, no kids. Second, when he went back, he fucked up his paperwork and he was blacklisted for coming back to the United States.
Good.
Oh,
That's good,
good.
right? That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Good for
So
him.
he can't do it to anybody else.
Yeah, and this is like so inappropriate, but just out of curiosity. He didn't take any of your cats, did he?
No,
Because
no,
I
no,
oh good,
no,
good.
no, 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 no,
No,
no.
he decided he wanted to move out after Randy's daughter's
Yeah, no.
That was before we had all the
cat
cats.
adoption agency.
Okay.
No, but
Wow.
I mean, I was working at a place. I got him. I got him a really good interview. Got him a job, and the job that they gave him was doing housekeeping, and he was not very happy about that position. So he worked a couple of days, and that was it. But just like what Trump's going to do, as soon as I cut off the money, he was
Oh
gone.
my gosh. Did
Yeah,
you probably
Jen.
already talked about this? Yes.
My daughter
Go ahead, Jerry.
dated someone that lived in the same town, so and he was a piece of garbage, and I knew it from the. Uh, I knew it 10 minutes before I met him because that's how long it took him. When we met them at the restaurant to meet him for the first time, it took him to get to the table and stop talking to his friends when he shows up with his girlfriend and meet her
Oh,
parents. So, this could work out well. You never know. The kid is
that's
obviously
encouraging.
traveling here. I don't know who's paying for it, but if he's paying for it, that's something.
Yes.
I assume he has a
Well,
car and a place to live, and as Randy mentioned, a job. I think she should go there and find out to make sure he's actually has a job and a car and a place to live, and not
She
a dumpster or
has.
something,
She
shopping cart.
no, she
Okay, well then
has.
you're
What
probably
was
fine.
the most what was the most concerning was and Jesse was saying you're gonna have to find your own place. You're not gonna get married and move into his bedroom. That's weird. So, anyways, it was really cool seeing them. They kept looking at their phones while they were here over Thanksgiving, and she's like, "Oh, my credit score went up 2 more points today." So they're trying to build their credit scores and save money to get a down payment for a home or an apartment. And so it was good to see them build their lives. And I'm like, well, that's all I'm probably going to
how
see because they're going to move.
how did they meet each other?
I don't want to talk about that.
Okay.
They've no, it's fine. It's fine. They met each other 7 years ago online. They would play this game. It's
Hmm.
like it was it's public gaming, okay? And I would always tell Jesse, I'm like, I hear her talking. I hear her talking. We gotta shut off the internet. I hear her talking. They're playing, they're laughing. They weren't doing anything inappropriate because the walls are paper thin. So I heard everything. And I'm like, oh, she's having a great time.
Okay, that's okay. Okay.
Yeah,
On that
seven
note,
Yes.
I
years ago.
want
It was
Hey, wait. If you can hear everything, that means they can hear everything coming from your room.
to.
we
Okay,
just have the
on
they're
that
like
note, I
they're
want to welcome
oh,
Eric
this is
Barton.
good.
I want to welcome Eric Barton to the broadcast, and I want to ask Eric if he is safe from the tsunamis that are affecting California.
The East Coast. Oh, I mean the West Coast. That's yeah.
Right. So
No,
I just want to know. If he's okay in that part of California. And
the
pray too that
kids
they wash Democrats out of the state.
the kids think we're so deaf because our television is so loud all the time. But that's okay.
Well, Jen, it sounds like
Yes,
you have
Randy.
very exciting times coming up. I don't know. I met my wife online, and for some reason
See,
she's still
that's
here.
awesome.
So
She's
I don't
awesome.
know why, frankly, because I'm a major pain in the ass. And when I even told her, I knew her about an hour on the phone, and I told her, I says, I am impossible to live with. I yell all the time. I told her the God's honest truth, all right, about what I am and who I am. And she, okay.
You're a good cook. She didn't know that yet, but she tells me you're a good cook. No, but I know why she married you.
Well, yeah,
It's your eyes.
I just
It's
made a
your blue
cherry
eyes.
pie, and Dave wants to steal it from me, and I said no.
No,
And
no, I
then
wanted
he
the
said,
recipe
well,
to auction it off.
no. Then he said he wanted to eat some, and I was like, no, Dave, you can't have any. And then he said I'm gonna teach everybody how to eat it on the show. I said, I'm not mean, I'm just greedy. That's all. It's I can't be doing all this.
Okay,
But yeah.
all right, we won't do.
I
We won't do
enjoy
that.
cooking. I do. I cook quite a bit. I bake. I make all the dinners and stuff because I don't. The bottom line, I don't really trust her to do it because I don't want her to fall down. And so she just had a 3-hour MRI today or something. I'm still not exactly sure what the hell it's all for, but um, yeah, here we are.
I could not.
And
I
she's
could
still
not
here. So
spend three
I met her
hours on
online was
it.
the whole point of this. So it's
Awesome.
nowadays that's how the kids do it. My daughter met her wife online. I guess that's how they do it because apparently it's easier. It's not like when you were 16 and well, not you, but the rest of us here had to actually go up to a girl and ask her out and either have her say yes or laugh in your face or whatever. Nothing like that. Um, and I think I actually think we need to go back to that. It
Right.
it 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 made you much tougher because 16-year-old girls and 18-year-old girls, even 20-year-old girls, can be exceedingly vicious, and it makes men stronger to be able to put up with them when they
Yeah,
do marry them. Except you, Jen. Of course, you're perfect, but not everybody is like
of
you,
course.
Jen.
No.
That's why we have Jet on because she's perfect.
Yeah, I don't know about that at all, but that's funny. Thanks.
I met Donna
Whatever.
in an AOL chat room,
That's
and
awesome.
I proposed down here down in Connecticut. Donna was in the kitchen on her computer, and I was in the living room on mine. And then after I proposed online, they made me get up and go into the kitchen and get down on my knee and propose.
Oh, that's so
Yeah,
sweet. That is sweet.
yeah.
Yeah. After my
Yeah.
mom passed away, it was about a year later. I hope. I don't recall. But my dad was lonely, so he was looking. He met his wife that he's with now online. And it was cool at the time because we're looking at these printouts from what was it, Harmony or something? eHarmony. So every day he's like showing us these printouts. I was like, Dad, you're getting hit on by all these women. This is amazing. And so it was like encouraging for my dad, and that was great. And then we were like, oh, she's trashy. Oh, this one's gross. Oh, this one's, yeah, she's using you. It was a lot of fun. And then there was this one, there was a Sunday school teacher, and but she was much older, and she had all these little kids around her. And I kid you not, one of the kids at the table she was teaching at looked exactly like my youngest daughter. And I'm like, that looks like Juju. So then he started to talk to her, and then it was amazing. She was from England, and so it worked out. She's 5 years older than him. So, like, I think
Oh,
he's,
that's okay.
yeah, he's 83. She's 80.
So
I don't
what about England? I missed that.
Yeah, she came from England, but it all worked out well. Poor thing, she's going through dementia really bad. Like she
Hmm.
couldn't function like Dave is. You're doing great, Dave. Whatever
Okay,
medicine you're
okay.
on,
All right, if
stick
you
with
say
it.
so.
Every time she comes in the room, she's like, where the hell am I now? And she's like, who are you? And I was like, hi. We were always like, hi, my name's Jennifer. You're in my house. Hi. It was crazy. My oldest daughter was like, yeah, I'm out. So she would just leave.
Wait. Okay, I missed this. So who's this woman to you?
This is my stepmom.
Okay, I missed that. That's the important part I missed.
Yeah,
Um,
I've heard you refer to your father's second wife, but I've never heard you call him your stepmother before. But then again, I've heard very good friends of mine refer to their mother or their father as their mother or father's husband or wife, and they're not refer to them at all as stepmother. Or
Yeah,
stepfather.
she likes us now. At the time, right now, it's like, hey, Julie. We should like to be called Miss Julie at first. And it was cute because my
We're a
youngest
little
daughter's
old.
name.
We're a little old
Yeah,
for
I had a
step-parents,
birthday
I think.
yesterday.
speak for yourself. Speak for yourself.
I'm sorry.
Um,
I'm sorry.
yeah, my
He's older
dad.
than you. Randy's older than you.
Yeah, my
He's the
only.
oldest one
only
here.
Hey, I'm old in body, but not in spirit and mind,
Yeah.
and that's where it counts.
But we get a discount from Facebook for having a senior citizen on the broadcast.
That's fine. Hey, I got my
We
first.
pay less to
I
get
got
the
my.
broadcasts aired.
I got my first AARP.
So what do you think of the
Now.
haircut?
That's
You look like a
fantastic.
concentration camp survivor.
That was not nice. But maybe.
Oh,
You look great. You look
oh, okay.
perfect for the summer.
Yeah,
Fortunately.
so she's from England, right?
Yes.
So how long has she been in the United States?
10 years now.
10 years. So she left England and came here. Now, did they meet online when she was in England?
Yes, eHarmony.
Okay, so either they met online. She was in England. I guess she came here. They got married. Blah blah blah. Now, does any of her and there's a reason why I'm asking the questions. Does any of her family members from England live here in the United States, or is she all by herself?
She has a son who's married with a child, a grandson. So, and they live in North Carolina.
Okay,
So
now did
she had two children over in England, and one moved here. He served in the military. He got married, and they have a kid. So yeah, she has a son and a grandson here, and a daughter-in-law.
well, that's interesting. So how old? So he served in our military.
Her son did, yes.
So how old was he when he came over here that he was able to join the military?
I believe he was young because it's like a really salacious story about her first.
Ooh, please tell.
Yeah. Her first husband that she married in England. It was not a healthy marriage, and so I guess his mother. They were very wealthy, not my stepmom and him, but his mother. And so his mother didn't really like her. So when she had the two children, the mother took them. The husband's mother took the kids and they moved to America, and she didn't have rights to them. It was a really yucky situation. So she ended up grew up very lonely. She didn't have children. She had two kids, but she couldn't raise them. She couldn't see them. And it was an abusive situation, and she ended up getting married later on. It's just a fascinating story, and she ended up marrying this guy and moving to the Canary Islands. It was nuts. I mean, the UK is huge, but it's not as big as America. But when you hear these things, I'm like, you were born in England, you went to Spain's Canary Islands, and she outlived that husband, and then her other husband hit that. The first one, he passed away. So she had two kids that were raised in America, and she just lived with Alan, her second husband, until he passed away, and that was in the Canary Islands. And so when she finally came here, it was she met my dad, and they That's how we have Miss Julie in our family.
The reason why I ask, I know where from England does she live?
I don't know, but it ends with I don't remember. It was, it's so sad though because she's going through this Alzheimer's thing. We take her. We were trying to show them the sites when they came for my son's wedding. This was in September, and we go over to this place called Bogus Basin, and we're looking over the edge. It's where people ski, but it was the summer, because it was my son's wedding. And she's like, "Oh, and this is where I went to school, and we used to walk down this path." And it was fascinating listening to her, but we're like, "I don't think this is where you went to school." But okay.
Have you ever thought about to help her with some of her memory? To show her images from, if you knew where she came from, what city or town, or even I can figure that out for if I could do her ancestry, I can figure out where she came from, and get photos and images, through ancestry, to share with her to see if it jogs memories and helps her, stay, here longer with you. You know what I mean?
She would love that. The best I did was get her a bottle of Prevagen because I saw it on TV. And
Bottle of what?
Prevagen. It's a memory.
It's supposed to have the
memory
jellyfish stuff in it to help with memory. But yeah, I would love to talk to her again. I don't know when I will. I mean, she's in Michigan. But that
well, if you know what, if you know the basic information, I'd be willing to do it for free just to help her with her Alzheimer's. I just need to know her name, birth date, if you know where she was born, and her parents' names, and that way you'll get pictures for where she lived. Maybe I might even, I can even find addresses where people lived, and get images of the house. It might help, with the memory thing,
I would love that. That would be fascinating. Yeah.
If nothing else, it'd be neat for you guys to see where she came from.
Right.
Yeah.
That's great. I know her name is Julie.
Okay.
Don't give any last names.
I won't do that. This is the coolest thing because what they will do is
that's just that information.
The middle names are after the queen. So it's Julie, Elizabeth, Margaret. Julie is me. ISM. Yeah, Julie, Elizabeth, Margaret. She has two middle names, and I thought that was cool.
Yeah, that's tradition.
Really?
Yeah.
Awesome.
So anyway, my dad was stationed in England for 3 years. He actually it was Middlesex, England is where we lived. Middlesex was like a township name,
right?
And we lived back in the early '60s, and it was just a very. I'm not sure if it's like that, like it is now, but
right.
When my dad was stationed there, because of his rank, he was able to take his American car to England. And these people were used to driving like a 3-wheel scooter kind of car, battery operated. And here my dad is with this damn, I don't even forget what the name of the car was, but this huge ass car, driving down the road, and people are like, well, what the hell is this, But I loved it. I fell in love with a young girl. Her name was Anita Lowe, gorgeous girl my age. And of course, being what's 5th grade, I promised to marry her, but that never happened. But yeah, I mean, it was, we went, we saw all the castles, the Tower Bridge and all that good stuff that every American tourist has to see. We were there when the Queen got coronated, which is pretty cool. Yeah, so it was a lot of fun.
That is great.
I think you guys deserve a vacation. Go back to where she came from.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
That would be great. Bless her heart. She's like, it's a struggle. It's a struggle to fly with her. It was so bad when she came here, and she flew from here back to North Carolina to be with her son and the son's family, the son, his wife, and their kid. And there was a layover, and she was with my dad too. There was a layover in Arizona, I guess it was like 14 hours. And my dad was like, nobody slept. It was so bad. I mean, it was a 7-hour layover, but the whole flight together, it was 14 hours. It was horrible. And she's just at that stage where she's not happy with anything. So, anyways, when her and my dad went from North Carolina back to Michigan, they wouldn't put her on a plane. He drove her. Like Alan drove them straight just to get her out of their house. And I thought, oh Lord. So it was tough. She's just at that age where she needs to be at her home with
Yeah.
a tag on, identifying who she is, because she'll wander. She'll just wander. It's sad. They have neighbors like a half a mile down the road bring her home because my dad can't hear. It's a mess. It was sad to see him go, but I thought they're
Yeah,
gonna work.
when my wife's mom came down with Alzheimer's and dementia, uh, it got to the point where it was very embarrassing to us to take her out to like restaurants and stuff like that because she was saying
Right.
she was saying the most inappropriate stuff to people. And it's like we would always found ourselves apologizing and we're sorry, she has dementia. She doesn't mean she didn't mean to call you the N word. We're sorry.
Oh man,
Yeah.
I know what that's like. It's funny. And they're set in their ways. I mean, like we're asking my dad, so where are you guys at now? And he's like, oh, we're at our hotel. But the hotel manager realized the problem. So every time we go to pick them up, she's like sitting on a bench with them outside the hotel and she's winking at us. Is everything okay? These are your kids, right? And my dad's like, yes, that's them. And it was only a couple days too. I mean, they were only here for 5 days, then they left, and it was sad. I wish I could more contact with them, like my dad mostly, but it was a struggle. But such is life. What do you do?
Yeah.
Anyhow, on a
Well,
happy note, I absolutely loved when this is like a bad thing, but I loved Trump's response, and that was to this hostage. It was an American hostage, and Hamas or Hezbollah, they're all the same, was using this as leverage. Like he is trying to threaten Trump because Trump is coming to be the next president. And he's like, what are you going to do about this? And there's all these hostages. That seven American hostages that Hezbollah took. And so Trump said, yeah, that guy and the other 6 had better be freed by the time I'm in office. He's like, I'm giving you till January 20th or there will be hell to pay in the Middle East. And what I loved about that, besides the fact that we had a real president at the helm, is that he didn't say where he was going to make it hell in the Middle East. And so I'm like, he could, I mean, he didn't say it's going to be hell for you in the Gaza Strip. It's like going to be hell for you in Iran. He said in the Middle East. And I think that they're all scared to death right now, especially in Qatar, because that's where all the rich oil tycoons go to and live. And so they're all scared. And I'm telling you, those are the ones who are going to put the pressure on Hezbollah to let the Americans go. They should let the Israelis go too. This is ridiculous. I cannot believe that we tolerated Biden and that Biden has allowed it to get this bad.
yeah.
It's terrible. So I'm really anxious to see what happens, and I cannot wait until January 20th.
Did Trump say that they should be released alive and well, or just released because at this point, they might not even be alive anymore?
No, I don't know exactly how he said it. I just heard him say there will be hell to pay if those hostages are not released. So if he finds out that they're not released alive and they are not well, I think there's going to be hell to pay anyways. And I
Yeah.
can't wait to see. Well, I mean, we saw what he did when he first took office, and he dropped Moab in Syria on Bashar because he was gassing innocent people. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this guy is tough.
Yep.
And then at the same time, they're threatening Trump. Biden pardons his son, and then he goes to Oh, I don't. It starts with an A. Angola. I don't. He
Angola.
goes to somewhere
Yeah,
in
Africa.
Africa,
They gave
and
him $1
he
billion.
gives them 700 trillion of
No,
our tax money.
$1 billion.
Yeah, 1 billion.
1 billion with a B.
1 billion with a B. Yep.
Thank you. It's the number thing. I can't count. No, I
Yeah,
can.
yeah.
I think really right
Women
now,
and numbers never adds up.
All I know is I look for a good sale.
I think the only way Biden can apologize to America for pardoning Hunter is
Hunter.
to immediately pardon the J6 prisoners.
Ooh, that's a good point. That's a good
No.
point. He can't pardon himself,
No.
but because he pardoned Hunter, it doesn't protect him from the Fifth Amendment. He still has to, if he gets called to trial, if he gets subpoenaed, he has to go to trial. And they can ask him anything about his dad and why did you get a job at Burisma? What did you do at Burisma? Oh, I didn't know you had,
But he's not going to, they can ask him. He's not going to answer. He's not going to answer. Well, he might. I mean, you can look at it this way. He's basically got immunity from prosecution.
Okay.
For anything with his father through
Right.
through 2024. But the truth is, even if he gets called to testify, it doesn't mean that he's going to answer, because if he answers the truth, he's going to sink his father. And do you want to be responsible for your 84-year-old father spending the last 84 days of his life at Gitmo?
Oh
Yeah,
my
but
gosh.
then again, if he answers and he lies, then Hunter's going to jail.
No, Hunter's pardoned. Hunter's got
No,
immunity from being prosecuted.
no. If he's called in to testify and he lies under oath, he can be charged with lying under oath.
He's not going to lie. He'll just give answers that don't help. He'll word his answers so that they don't incriminate him, because obviously he's not going to go testify to incriminate his father. So any crimes that Joe Biden is charged for, Hunter is not going to testify, because the deal, I'm sure, between Joe and Hunter was, I'm going to pardon you and you get lost. As soon as I'm out of the White House, you go get lost. Leave the country if you have an option, but go get lost. Go get out of here.
Yeah,
And he's gonna pardon his brother James the same way.
Yeah, but Hunter's a crackhead. I mean, he wouldn't know what to say anymore. I mean, he can say something stupid.
He's guilty of the two crimes that Joe pardoned him of: lying on the gun application, that he used drugs. We all know he was a cocaine addict, and he lied about IRS. He lied to the IRS, and they've got proof. IRS whistleblowers have proof that implicates Joe Biden for getting money from Hunter. So I mean, I don't know. I personally think that he should not have been allowed his son on this, because his son is guilty. But like I said, I don't think he pardoned him for any other reason than to make sure he's not here to testify when Joe goes on trial.
Even Bill Clinton said, "I wish that Biden did not pardon Hunter," and I don't think he said that in hopes that was the only way Hunter would get any help. I mean, if you're a crack addict and you're in jail, at least they can help you. But if you pardon someone, I don't know. But you said it wasn't even about the crack thing. It was, but anyhow, just the fact that he said, "I wish Biden had not pardoned Hunter," everyone's thinking, no kidding, because he said, "I will not pardon my son," and then all of a sudden he does, and it kind of makes him look like a liar. And now we can go back on everything he's ever said that he changed his mind on. And he's already going down in history as the worst POTUS ever, because look at our economy. Even what's his name, Jim Carville, the Democrat strategist who says it's about the economy, stupid. Yeah.
He did not age well.
Well, I didn't say that. He looks great in the hat. Nobody knows. He's fine. But it's just sad. There's nothing good to say about this administration, and every time he gets up there and Curly KJP comes up to say what he said or lie about it, everyone cringes. We know it's not real. I can't wait until Trump takes the helm. And I loved what he said to Trudeau. That was funny when he's trying to like he's all he cares about. He's like, yeah, no more drugs are coming in here. We're going to stop this immigration. He was telling Trudeau, we're shutting off all the ports in the north. We don't want any more immigrants. And then he's like, and about the trade deficit, because we are being so taken advantage of. It's the first one is China taking money in trade deficits, and then there's Germany and Canada. And so he's telling Trudeau how we're going to get these trillions of dollars back by sanctioning, or was he going to put a 25% tariff on Canadian goods?
Right.
And that's when Trudeau realizes, I am talking so much. I'm sorry. Okay, so that's when Trudeau realizes that, oh my gosh, we can't pay that back. We're going to bankrupt. That would bankrupt Canada. And then when he said, no, we can't do that, that would bankrupt Canada. And then this is when Trudeau came down to Mar-a-Lago, was it last week or month, to talk to Trump about the trade deficit, because Trump's going to put this tariff on them. And so Trump goes to the next. This guy is a genius. He wrote The Art of the Deal. So after Trudeau says, oh, you can't do that, you will bankrupt Canada. And that's when Trump realized, you are going to continue, you want to continue taking advantage of this trade deficit and stealing, so many $1 billion. Is it a year? It's bad, but they are trillions of dollars in debt to us with this trade deficit. So he's like, or else what you could do, if you still need to take advantage of us, so you don't bankrupt your country, you can become the 51st state. He's like, and you instead of being called governor, Canada became the 51st state, because we only have 50 states in America, regardless of what Barack Obama thought. He only had 5 more. What was it? There were 50 states. He has 7 more to see. And we're like, okay. Anyhow, so he tells Trudeau, he's like, you can even keep your name prime minister instead of governor because if he becomes the 52nd or 51st state, he'll just be Governor Trudeau of Canada. So Trump is really playing hardball, and I can't wait to see what happens. But that was funny. If you want to solve the trade deficit that way, or else pay your bills.
The other thing I liked about his comment was someone at the table said, well, President Trump, that Canada is a liberal country. So that's okay. So we'll make it 2 states. 51st state be the liberal, 52nd state is going to be the conservative.
That's awesome. I know.
We can just leave and only welcome in Canadian conservatives.
Well, if it solves the trade deficit without charging them, sure, just assume the whole country as the next states.
What do you think,
I don't
Jerry?
know. It feels like pie in the sky, but Jerry knows stuff. What do you say, Jerry?
Well, the first thing I say is don't underestimate Hunter Biden's intelligence. Most addicts and alcoholics are highly intelligent. They just have an addiction that screws up their entire life and those around them, which, most people don't have a lot of patience for, and rightfully so. However, he's not stupid. And Joe Biden, I don't really give a damn if Joe Biden pardoned him or not, but I do believe Joe Biden at the same time is pardoning himself, because Hunter Biden is a major witness to all this stuff. So you pardon your son, who's the major witness, and he can't, what's he going to do? So Joe is pardoned, more or less. As far as Canada, I wish Canada to stay where it is and stay a country and just, there, he he doesn't want to change the trade deal, then they get bankrupted. And I think that in the long run, that might actually be good for Canada to get rid of Justine Castro up there because he is horrible. Most of the country hates him, much like we did Biden and Obama here in America. He has taxed them within 1 inch of their lives. He's completely useless. I think he's a chromosome away from being a girl. And I don't want any more liberal politics. We already have California. We do not need Canada. And I'm pretty sure it was a joke anyway. So that's
Yeah.
never going to happen any more than New York and Vermont and them other states go, seceding to Canada. That's not going to happen either. Um, so in the end, I think that we need to quit worrying about what Canada and we need to fix our own country. And it's going to be a fight, people. These people are not going to give up easily. Who knows who's going to be confirmed and who isn't? Shaming politicians is a good way to get them to do what you want. Joni Ernst is not the end all of morality with her cheating on her husband while in the military with one of her soldiers, which
Right.
in the military, an officer cheating with a lower rank. First of all, an officer cheating should get you kicked out of the military on a dishonorable discharge. How that didn't happen, I don't know. But it is a highly, cheating with someone in the lower ranks is highly, highly, highly illegal. So whatever happened there to save her career or whatever happened. Um, but Lindsey Graham is not much of a person either. I don't have a lot of use for Lindsey Graham, and he's very easily swayed, apparently. Uh, I personally don't care what these people do. I don't care if they drink too much. I don't care what they did 40 years ago. I don't care about any of that. I care that they care about America and are going to do the right thing by America. That's all I care about because the ones we have now do not. Um,
Right.
yeah, Craig says it too. Canada became a state, it would be just another California full of leftist liberals in all the cities. Yeah, because California, and you can ask Eric Barton, outside of the cities is highly conservative.
Yep.
Um, it's just the cities outnumber them, I guess, plus the cheating and then taking, I don't know, a month to count votes and so forth. That helps a lot
Right.
for their side. But in the end, hey, Jimmy, how you doing? In the end, we have to fix our own country. And if that means we need to start calling up and threatening politicians, and I'm not saying to kill them, I mean, primary them, that kind of thing, to get them to vote for, Hedgehog or, Tulsi Gabbard or something like that, then that's what we're going to have to do. Because whether the politicians believe it or not, we gave them a mandate when Trump got elected the first time, and they ignored it. They're ignoring it
Right.
now because they don't care. They want business as usual, and that's what they think they're going to get. We need to make sure every single day that they understand there's a mandate, and your days of doing whatever you feel like and against us is over, and that
It's
is
good.
definitely a thing. And
Right.
finding their phone numbers to all their offices and everything, all you got to do is go on their page on the whatever it is, usgovernment.com or something, or .gov, I guess it is. And you can get the phone numbers of all their offices and so on and so forth. Because even though we have the Senate, we still don't because of people like Mitt Romney, who actually is leaving now, thankfully, but Joni Ernst, and people like Lindsey Graham, they've been voting liberal or approving liberal appointees. And half the ones Biden has, Lindsey Graham, just, yep, no problem. Go ahead. I mean, these people can Benji Brown or whatever her name is up there in the Supreme Court has no business being a judge
Oh my
anywhere.
God.
She
Right.
shouldn't be a judge at a pie contest, frankly. Okay, that's how bad she is. And there's a couple of them, but she's the worst by far. Um, so why Republicans are doing this, I don't know. And they're still doing appointments to the bench, federal bench.
Yeah.
Why hasn't this been
Yep.
stopped? Last month, his thing. Why hasn't that been stopped? They're still doing it. They're doing whatever they can to screw with Trump. That's what they're doing.
They are.
And that's Lindsey.
Yep.
That's Lindsey Graham, and that's whoever the mouthpiece for McConnell. It's all the right wing Democrats. So called. Okay, rhinos. That's who's doing that. It's going to be a major fight. So anyway, Dave, I gotta go because I'm freaking starving. So I gotta go on my sugar drop.
Really?
But
All
Jen,
right.
I would like to see you
No.
on the American Republic show at some point.
Yeah.
So people know what you look like and so on. I do try to send you the link every
Yeah.
time. So if you got a chance, come on
I know.
and
It's busy.
have you.
Sorry.
No, it's fine. Yeah, I understand. You've got a life. We don't like it at all. We think you should give up your life to, just to do the shows. But you know,
I know.
whatever. Anyway,
You're
hope to
great.
see you soon, Jen. Thanks. Appreciate seeing you
I will.
tonight. Randy, you take care of yourself, and Dave,
Yep.
thank you for inviting
Yeah.
me. You have a great evening.
Always a pleasure, Jerry. Always a pleasure. Jerry
So,
Michael, the American
Jen-
Rebellion, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday. Downstairs on the American page, also on Rumble and on X. And while we're speaking of other places tonight, we are live on X. If you follow me at Boogie WT Bull, we're live on X. And if you are a member of Streetlock, STREETLOC.com, we are live on Streetlock, and both X and Streetlock have access to the YouTube live chat because they're watching courtesy of YouTube. Anyway, I'm sorry, Randy, go ahead.
I was going to say, Jen, that your audio sounds really nice and crisp for some reason today.
Thank you. For my birthday, I didn't get a new headset or microphone. I'm still waiting to grow up to get the real microphone.
Oh,
But I got a new camera, so it won't dangle anymore. I didn't get to say that in front of Jerry because
Nice,
everyone is
nice, clean, crisp picture.
thanks.
It
I
sounds-
love
your audio sounds great. It actually
Thank you.
I can turn down my headset volume because it actually sounded so
Sorry.
good.
It's a new monitor too. It's huge. It's
Yeah.
27 inches. And so I was like, how did you know I needed this or wanted this? And Ben's like, I see you struggle. He's like, I see you lift your hand up and mess with the camera. And I was like,
How big's your screen?
27.
Okay.
7 inches.
I was really excited about that. Yeah. I was like, no, I really got to
I
make sure
I have
the
screen
camera's
envy because I only have a 16-inch screen.
So you have
But
to
it's,
make
bet-
sure
but
the
it's
house
better
is
than the 11-inch Chromebook screen that I had.
Yeah.
Oh, that's tough. Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
cleaning my desk earlier this morning. I found one splash of coffee on my new laptop, and I don't know. I know how it happened. Yesterday, I knocked Bubba off the desk, and it went this way while it was in the air, and a drop must have landed, and I didn't notice it was there. Please don't tell David Novard he'll kill me.
You need a cup like Randy has. It keeps it hot and it has a lid on it. And he even takes it outside in the mornings. I see his videos and he's got his cup. And I'm like, I bet it's still hot. It's a
steaming.
copper.
Oh, this
Yeah, it's a copper
this
cup.
does
Yeah,
the same
but-
thing. This does the same thing.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
I drink. Donna will make me.
Awesome.
an iced coffee in the morning, and I'll drink it all day, even after the ice melted.
Okay, I'm so glad it didn't fry your keyboard.
No, it was just a little.
Yeah.
It was just a little splash, and
I
it
see.
probably dried as fast as it hit there. But it just reminded me that I have to. I have
Right.
to.
Yeah, if my coffee goes in hot, it stays hot for like 5 hours.
Yeah. Yeah.
Those are awesome. Yeah, it's the copper line mug. That is awesome. I
Yeah.
love that.
What you really need is one of these, the Jen Woodruff Boogie with the bull mug.
Oh yeah, there is a new design. You told me. That's awesome.
Oh,
I moved.
this is the one that Randy Riesenbeck did the bullhead for me. You put the lettering on it. There's
Yeah,
going to be a new, I think 40-ounce travel mug that's going to be black, and I have a red slash over a white bull doing its business. That's
Boogie with Paul.
probably
That's great.
going to be done as soon as I can get my Cricket Pretty order fulfilled. So,
Very cool.
yeah, and
That's great.
I'm not sure to give it away in the beginning. I think I'm just going to give them away for the people who watch in the beginning more than selling them.
Right.
Uh, if we could build the YouTube channel up to 1,000 subscribers who have watched 4,000 hours, which is only 4 hours per person, which is easy to do because we're on between tomorrow with Bill Muckler and the 4 Boogies, we're on that's 5. That's 10 hours right there if you watch them and the American Rebellions that we're on. You can't help not make the 4,000 hours. And it's not about monetizing. It's really not about monetizing the broadcast at all. I never had any intention to want to monetize them to make money. Right. Bongino and who I respect,
Right.
and Steve Bannon, who I wish I could just get paid to sit and watch him do his broadcast and even run off and get his coffee for him if I could. I'd love to spend a day with Alex Jones just to learn what I could. I'd love to spend a day at X with Elon Musk. I've always said since 2015 when Trump was running, I wish I could spend a day with him. I really do.
That's awesome.
Do you think Trump's going to choose Bongino for his Secret Service guy?
I do.
No. What I hear is that he won't take it anyway because
He likes his big paycheck.
I don't know if he likes his big paycheck. A question of that, I'm sure he does. But he's got a platform and people watch him and listen to him. I don't think he would have taken FBI director either for the same reason. So I really don't know. Will Elon Musk ever end up in a paid Republican position under Trump? Maybe. I think if the launch of Dodge goes well and he does knock off $2 trillion off our $35 trillion budget in one, I think he could end up with a paid.
Isn't he getting paid for the Dodge?
No. Well, yeah, he's probably getting some kind of a stipend, but it's not a paid.
He's probably going to get a percentage of every dollar that he saves.
It could be. It's actually a fair deal to me. I mean, it's not an efficiency. They're advisors to, and most of what they run cuts, Trump can cut by executive order. And then when whoever becomes president in 2028, if they don't like it, they can rip up that executive order. Uh, you know, uh, I don't really know. It's going to be an interesting couple of weeks still. I think it's 45 days now, and you know, I don't think I don't think January 20th is going to be a particularly happy day because everybody wants him to run in there and sit down and do everything that he needs to do on the first day. And honestly, if I was president of the United States, I just took the oath. I think I'd want to gather my family around and fly out to Mar-a-Lago and have a beautiful steak dinner and try to figure out whether or not Melania and Barron are going to be moving into the White House.
I don't think they will.
I don't think Barron will, because last time there were problems within the Trump presidency. Melania, I believe, shipped him off to live with his sister for a little bit of time. Then he was going to a private school in Washington, D.C. So I really don't know. Personally, if it was up to me and I was president, my children wouldn't live at the White House. It's just the wrong place. It's the wrong place for them. I like I've said before, I think clear out the West Wing family residence, make it more offices, and maybe have one bedroom in there. And then if something happens and President Trump needs to stay at the White House overnight, he can do that. But otherwise, other than that, move. He'll have Air Force. He'll have Marine One, the helicopter. He can jump in that and go home if that's what he wants to do. I think he should move back to New York.
Did you see Germany's
and use Trump Tower as a presidential residence and a place where he entertains heads of state?
I think Trump should stay out of New York. They treated him wrong. He should not go back there at all. Say, screw you guys. You didn't want me then. I'm not coming back now. But did you see that Germany is in a mad rush to build a bunch of bunkers? They're expecting some bad things happening, and so they're in a big rush to start converting a lot of their buildings into war bunkers.
Wow. I heard about that, but no.
Because Biden is still the president of the United States, he can get us into a thermonuclear war with Russia just by opening up his mouth.
Yeah, I just can't see how an underground bunker is going to protect. Obviously, if you're taking an old building and just doing some conversion to it, that's going to protect against a nuclear hit. I think a bunker that's going to survive a nuclear hit's got to be built from scratch and 1,000 feet underneath the ground with cement and steel and all kinds of stuff.
They're not a broke country. I mean, they have money. I mean, yes, after the war, we trashed their economy and made sure that they would not ever become the global superpower that Hitler wanted them to be. But BMW is there, Porsche is there, Audi is there, Volkswagen is there. I can't think off the top of my head who else is there, but I mean they're not Braun, which is West German for Gillette, is headquartered in Germany. So I mean they're not a broke country. They have the money to do what they want. They're still living in the shadow of what happened 60 years ago. Will they ever live? Tina has a question for you that I'm going to read because there is some kind of a delay lately between getting all of the comments onto my screen so that I can highlight them. But she said, "Good question, Randy. Was he saying he was going to do that?"
Do what?
I don't know.
Trump hiring Dan
Trump.
Bongino.
Yeah, Trump hiring. Yeah,
I know. I'm not seeing. I
there
think.
was a rumor going around that he was
Yeah.
being considered for Secret Service director because of his Secret Service experience in the Biden regime, and excuse me, in the Obama regime. But I mean, maybe he would have taken it. But I mean, I'm sure he enjoys the platform, and I'm sure he definitely enjoys the paycheck. But I mean, I'm sure he definitely enjoys the platform. I mean, he took over the Rush Limbaugh time slot on radio at Rush's request. You know,
Awesome.
which shattered. Rush was always a hero of mine, and I always said before I graduated college that I hoped that I would have a overnight show, and Rush would notice me, and we'd become friends, and I'd have him on a lot, and if he needed someone to cover his show, if he was on vacation, I could go do it, and that didn't happen.
Well, they say when you dream big, dream big. Blah, 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 blah. Anywho, I gotta get going. It's late, and I got I thought things to do. But Jen, I'm serious. If you think that might help her, I'll reach out to you in Messenger and ask some questions, and I'll see if I can find that to share. Obviously, I would have to think that seeing pictures from home might joggle her memory a little bit, and it might help her.
I think that would be wonderful. Thank you. I'd love that. Yeah.
Okay.
Christmas. I will. Good Christmas present.
There you go. Toodles.
Right.
Bye. Thank you.
Good night, Randy. There's another thing that I will recommend only because I'm supposed to be doing it and I don't. But every morning when I wake up, I'm supposed to sit down and write everything from the day before that I can remember. And then I'm supposed to print it out, and I have a folder on my desk that I'm supposed to keep it in. And then I guess the idea is that I'm allowed to go back and read them and try to remember those things. But personally, I don't really have any desire to go back and read them.
Okay. But that's a good thought. I'll encourage that. I'll tell my dad. Poor guy, he's like going deaf at the same time she's having her issues. He can't leave her to go get his ear checked. I'm saying, Dad, I bet all you need is hearing aids, but he can't. It's a struggle. The whole thing's a struggle. And I'm like, if I was there, but I can micromanage from Idaho because I don't know. I always have a plan.
Jump in the 4-speed Crown Vic and you'll be there in like 30 minutes at warp 3.
Oh, those kids are fun. Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Thanks, Dave. But I should go.
Jen, always a pleasure. I know Jerry wants to see you tomorrow night at 5 o'clock tomorrow night at 7 o'clock, which is 5 o'clock for you. If you can, he would like you there. He asked me out of the blue when I was telling him that I was going to do it. I thought my cold was going to keep me from being able to do it. He all of a sudden asked where you were, and I said, well, I invited you, and I hoped that you would be here. But
it's just a busy time.
It is. I know. You got to shop for Christmas.
Yeah, it's exciting.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I hope to see you tomorrow night. Bye,
all right, Jen. Take care.
Goodbye.
All right. Let me see. Where's he? There. Jen Woodruff, the homeschooling mom. If you homeschool your children or you're interested in homeschooling your children, Jen Woodruff is a person that you should talk to. Also, I did want to say that evidently Kristi Noem, the governor of South Dakota, has evidently approved, I believe, $4 million right now to be used to grant vouchers that will allow parents to send their children to the schools they want to send their children to. So it could be if there is a better school out of your district, and your child can get into that school, will get money that you can give to that. You'll get an education voucher that you can give to that school and become a tenant or student of that school. Uh, Bill Muckler has talked about that when we talk about shutting down the Department of Education. Bill should be back tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. With me for Red Friday Morning Caffeine. So I encourage you to wear a red shirt, wear a red hat, and come and watch. We'll do our salute to Red Friday. Remember, everyone deployed. We'll talk politics for about an hour. And who knows what else will come out of our mouths tomorrow morning. He was gone for Black Friday. And always interesting to hear what he did when he is off one of our broadcasts. Anyway, you've been watching Boogie with the Bull Thursday for December 5th, 2024, a copyrighted presentation of the No Budget Broadcasting Company. And we hope you will tune in again. Tomorrow night, 7 p.m., downstairs on the American Rebellion blogger page. Catch us all on the American Rebellion. Might be a rare Saturday morning Boogie with the Bull sometime. I don't know. Not really anything particular to do if there is one, but you'll have to look around and see. If you're in Florida, I'll have information on a craft show that Donna and our daughter-in-law Angela will be at, and all the stuff you see on the Family Treasures Facebook page. Matter of fact, if you go to my pro, you should be able to see the flyer for it. It's a Christmas craft show, and that's all I can tell you. Anyway, go have a great evening, and I want to thank Tina Scott for watching, Craig Peterson, Dr. Craig Peterson, Robin Brunson, Jimmy Collins, Anthony. Whoops, hang on a minute. Came up fast. I apologize for that. Anthony Pasillo 3. That's a new person. I'm glad you watched. Craig Peterson, like I said, glad you watched. Geo Magaman, you're going to stop watching and come on the broadcast. But he said he couldn't come on because he was laughing so hard. So I asked him to make sure he shares the broadcast. Because if you're laughing really hard watching them, share it on Facebook, the YouTube channel, off of Facebook. A whole lot of other people will laugh because there's certainly not enough on Facebook these days to laugh about. William Grant was watching. He's always the first one to watch. Jane O'Malley was watching, and I think that just about covers it. Robin Brunson, I'm pretty sure I said if I didn't, and I did then. I don't see anyone else new. Eric Barton was watching as well. I have to, like I said, I got to apologize because there seems to be comments made on my profile on Facebook don't make it onto the screen here in the Restream studio, so I can't highlight them and put them on the screen and share them with everybody else. I apologize for that, but other than that, I'm happy that we're using Restream because it's a lot less than if we had stayed with StreamYard. Anyway, live well, live prosper, go have a great evening and a better day tomorrow.